Good morning. We're here with Professor Johan Muller. I'd just like to ask you a question for the Colombian Institute of Tax Law's website. So you just gave us a presentation on BEPS and transfer pricing. Could you resume basically what were the main topics that you approached in this presentation?
Yeah, sure. I wanted to talk today about profit split and value chains because it is one of the separate actions in the BEPS action plan, and I wanted to relate how this action relates to other actions, such as, for instance, the country-by-country reporting and others. And so what we did, we started by looking at the profit split paper, went through all the examples, and then we looked very briefly at the country-by-country reports. And while we were talking about profit split, we also discussed issues that are not in the paper that maybe should be there, such as how do you define what highly integrated transactions are, and when you do a profit split, how do you consider bargaining power when you allocate the profit between the parties who you split it with. Once we've done all of that, we talked about some practical applications. The first one is, how do you define value-adding functions? And what I've suggested is, instead of just doing theory, you can make this a little more mechanical, and you can look, for instance, at the salaries of people, the experience of people, their internal ranking in terms of seniority, when you decide who makes the real decisions where. And that should help you in determining where the profit should be allocated. And then finally, I gave two examples, one of how I think it should be possible to do a profit split based on the global value chain, where you start with a top-down approach. You basically start with one page of what your global TP policy is for all the functions in your value chain, and then you work down to which companies perform which functions and how you deal with the difference between budget and actual. And finally, I showed how you could use the databases that we use for database researchers in transfer pricing to actually not always find the comparables, but to find all the information that there is in the database about one particular group. So you can get a group overview